Hello there everyone, and welcome back to Empire Total War 2 with the French campaign. Last time around we had the Battle of Boston, and since then, let's go ahead and actually take a look at what we're doing. So since then, I've gone ahead and marched on, as I said, so we took Albany, New York, and Philadelphia. There was basically nothing really standing in our way, a little bit in New York. Which wasn't great, because I had already lost a lot of troops in the Battle of Boston. So currently my army is not looking too good. I've gone ahead and merged a lot of units, and that's why it's shrunk quite a bit down to 13 units. But we're hoping to replenish that as soon as possible, so we can take on the enemy. Now the enemy of course landed here, they went down to Maine, or Falmouth. They took that, and then they went north. So I'm not sure if they've got a fetish for taking this lump out here. But instead of reconquering their important, recruitment centers, they went up there instead. In the meanwhile, I was recruiting native allies, which have come to my aid, and we're just about... Let's see, can I demand surrender? Surrender is refused! Then we'll kill all of you. Not too bad stats for that. Unfortunately, I cannot afford to get that back. A large problem still is, of course, that we're put under huge pressure from our enemies, blocking all our ports. So I make very little money. With control of this, I'm hoping that we'll be able to start turning that around. But we cannot, secure this completely before this army is done with. So we want to hit this as soon as possible. What I can see is they've got a lot of infantry compared to their previous armies, and they don't have as much in terms of cavalry. Now I'm thinking most likely what I'm going to do, just because of my constraints in terms of money, is we're going to do something similar to what we did in the Battle of Boston, that we're going to have armed citizenry. We're going to recruit quite a few of them. I think not the flintlock variant, although they could possibly be useful. They're not actually as good as melee. They are about similar, actually. 4-4. Well, 5-4-4. And they have 4-4. A no charge bonus. But they can also fire their muskets. Just an absolute spam of those to come in from the front, and then cavalry coming in through the back to smash these forces. Something like that. We'll see. I'm, of course, worried because they've got a lot of these bow units, and against the very chunky formations of my European armed citizenry spam, which is the plan, that they could be massive casualties. And, well, massive casualties is to be expected with that kind of tactic, but that the rain of arrows would be able to destroy my attack before it reaches their lines, and in so not only causing me mass casualty in my army, but also losing me the battle. But we'll see what happens. We're gonna have to end quite a few turns, I think, before I'm able to move my army into place to go ahead and attack them, and then hopefully in that time they will not be able to start recruiting anymore. And at the same time, back in Europe, we're hoping that I might have this army leave the Netherlands, or we might repair this. We are starting to build up a few of these areas, so hopefully that will be fine as well. I'm contemplating actually sending this force out. Currently, there isn't much. This force is too small really to attack any of these, and even just being in the vicinity here, they might get crushed. But I think they could do some work in North America, as long as we stay away from the Caribbean pirates. I think they could possibly do some work up and down the coast, being able to ship my army in between the ports and so on. Because right now, they don't do anything than just, you know, cost me a lot of money. They cost quite a bit in upkeep, actually. The only thing I would want to do is first go and check before we head off. Just go ahead and attack their port before heading off to America. That's what you get for... They don't do any trade though, so... Assassination attempts? Also, he gained another star, the bastard. Oh, against the English priest? They worried about me killing the English priest? Huh. Well, I guess the reputation goes around that France is trying to murder priests. Maybe not a good look. The English are building up quite the force. As long as I hold my ports, though, should be fine. I hope, anyways. Anyways, with all of that said, it's time to end turn. As it looks right now, I'm gonna have to end quite a few turns, but I will update you on all the important bits as we move forward. Yes, we have been able to get the military technology carbines, which isn't really super important. The reason why I came back to show this is because a nation has been destroyed, the Mahathan Confederacy. So that sort of plays into our future conquest of India. It's gonna make it harder now when there's only one nation to deal with down there. Also, I completely forgot I needed to get rid of my bash and crude American priest. So we're currently sending him on a little bit of an exploration tour. Actually, I should explore this along the coast here. What kind of forces do they have? So they are building up somewhat of a force. That's actually quite a big force. I want to know what they've got there. We'll see if he makes it there. My fleet has just turned up. I'm thinking I might actually attack this fleet and see what damage I can do there. At the same time, the British have actually split off their force. So I think they've sent one out here. They might be moved to try and get picked up. We might actually try to merge these two fleets. I want to send my fleet over to see if I can see the secondary force here that they split off. Yes, we've found it. It's moving to the port, so it might be picked up and actually ready, proposed attack on Newfoundland. Why is everyone so interested in Newfoundland? It's not a particularly good place to be, I don't think. Or there's something I don't know. Something spectacular going on there. With that, I guess we just want to change this around. 22 turns? I think ship cannons, flintlock cannons, reduce the reload time is going to be good. And then I think we might focus in on stuff like Spinning Jenny. And maybe some of these, if you know, reduced casualties, which I certainly need. But I guess with that said, we're gonna have our fleet attack the British one. Looks like they've taken some damage before. Not too much damage though. But hopefully I'll actually be able to take these. Prize money would be quite good. Or just simply incorporate at least this third rate. Because that is bigger than anything I've got. And it does have higher firepower. It is in my favor, but I'm sure they'll somehow manage to... Somehow my ships are gonna all get shot underneath the waterline and sink. Or, you know, randomly my the lead ship is gonna explode or something like that. But we'll try. We'll certainly try. And there we have it. Victory. I tried to capture the last ship. As you saw, we boarded it, unfortunately. I guess they set fire to it as soon as they are about to lose the ship. And so I lost tons of crew as they were trying to get back on the ship, jumping into the sea instead. But I guess we avoided their invasion of Newfoundland. And so... for now, the island is safe. Although it's probably going to cost me an arm and a leg to... oh, 1800. It wasn't that bad. We're going to merge the fleets and see if they're able to actually do anything. With their forces split like that, we should move with all haste to try and come to a battle with them. I think rather than try and replenish troops, we're probably better off purchasing new ones. We'll see that. This seems odd. They're pretty good in terms of the defense morale and so on. Seems like a kind of like a cheat. Like no recruitment cost, no upkeep cost. like, and there seems to be no, like, is there any limit to them either? Seems kind of cheat to me. You would be able to recruit troops like that. We're gonna get everything we can. And we're gonna hit them as hard as we can. But right now I'm out of moves, so we'll have to wait to next turn. It seems as though the pirates have gotten the wind on what of my fleet, because I could see a lot of their ships be storming north. So as soon as we can, we should get this fleet away from here. Question is though if I have time. I don't want to be caught in the open fighting the pirates, because that is not what we're trying to do right now. Ooh, a town has opened up in my home country. How nice. I could build another magistrate and build one of the new special buildings. We have already the military billets. But there's a few others. The one that I'm looking at, I think, would be for the second one, would be not the military hospital, but the warehouse. The warehouse gives happiness to the nobility and upper classes, 500 region wealth, and 8+ wealth per turn in the region, which I think could be quite useful. Currently this region's got 18 wealth that we're gaining per turn, which is pretty good. I mean, if you compare it to, let's see, where do we have there? If we compare it to steam-powered cloth mill, which, oh, that is quite a bit better. However, that's quite far in the future, right? I need a lot of technologies and a lot of money spent on building that. The warehouse I can get right now, so I think that's a pretty good setup, because it doesn't, you know, per turn it doesn't give that much more, actually, the warehouse, because the other one gives 7. This one gives a lot of happiness though, which the mills don't. And I already have a mill. No, that's a pottery actually. We have more towns, so I think the warehouse here would be fine actually. Wait. Oh, Sweden's conquered kind of a lot in terms of they're on the move now. They lost these areas. They're on the move over there. Right. Back to my plans for North America. Our general, our glorious general that was leading our forces to such victories, although bloody victories, but still victories in North America, has died of natural causes. Very unfortunate, a very dark turn indeed. At the same time, a lot of our new farms came online after the new technology. We're gonna buy a new general. Hopefully he will do just as well as the previous one, and he will continue the campaign against the British. We'll stop just ahead of going across, so that we might be able to get that one replenishment just before we go at them. And there's no more moves. I think the pirates are not coming this way, so we are fine for now, situated where we are. However, I noticed that the pirates have made it to the East Indies, and they've set up a trade route right next to my single ship. Oh, the spices are blocked as well, so we're not even getting that. Great. And my priests have discovered that the British are building up forces down here as well, just before he goes to figure out a way to die. they have a little bit of a force down here as well. Here they have more of a normal force, colonial militia, all European troops. We're gonna hit the port. Oh, we left him there. That was not the point. You're not supposed to stay there, you drunken fool. Right, now we hope the pirates have found out about him and are gunning to kill him. I wonder which one it will be to come down and kill my priest. Who will rid me of this bastard priest? With that said, it's time to end turn and go reclaim Fort Naval in Acadia. And then finally we are ready to make our advance, and for some reason the British keep evacuating troops to the port, which I've got no idea why they're doing. I'm gonna send away the smallest ship, the brig, just to kind of figure out, because yeah, they've got, you can see this stream of troops, all are hoping to be picked up, carried to someplace better. And I'm not sure where they're going, but we are about to strike here. 5,000 men against 2,600. Was definitely, with the Battle of Boston, we definitely turned the tide in this war. And with the foolish movement of the general, or maybe not foolish, looks like he's trying to evacuate here to possibly go down to try and save the southern colonies. If it weren't for the Caribbean pirates being on absolute speed, destroying everyone. Anyways, time to destroy the British and send them clear of America. The enemy is holding up on a hill quite far beyond us, so kind of on the back slope, and they got this town cutting their front line in two. We'll see what kind of idea they've got. We've got dragoons. They've actually gone ahead and built in their cannons, and they've placed these obstacles everywhere. Means it's gonna take quite a while for me to actually get into position to attack them. If not, my cavalry might be able to destroy them without the support of my infantry. But we'll start the journey anyways. I think I might be able to pull this off with just my native cavalry. We'll see. They're kind of focused in terms of where their troops are. So it's kind of perfect slot for me to fire my arrows into that. And I've got my Lancer cavalry coming in soon afterwards. We'll see. They are sallying forth with dragoons and some tribal auxiliaries. But they're holding back on the other side. So I'm gonna pull these guys back, and we're gonna switch this out with the Lancers. On the other side, we're starting to shoot. We're gonna send in Lancers on this side as well. Oh, one of the plane scout was routed from that. But it looks like we're routing the dragoons. So I'm gonna get these guys out of the fray. These archers should have absolutely devastated the enemy already. They're sending in the bowmen to attack. I don't know why. We're gonna have these move around. I guess it's time to send in those lancers. All the lancers will go for these. Let's see. Ah, no, this one will come back and hit this guy in the ass. We might actually get 2 units to do that, and then you will move forward there. Some of the archers didn't like the situation. We've got local militia moving forwards. I'm gonna send in some lancers. We're gonna send in some lancers back there as well. Oh, we got pikemen coming in dealing with our lancers. Just in time though for us to defeat that cavalry unit and leave those guys open to be attacked by our horse archers from all sides. At the same time we're dealing with the local militia. Might be a problem of us shooting at our own troops there. Let's charge into that, see if we can get rid of them, and then the infantry will move forward. We'll stay away from the pikes, but the lancers can go ahead and attack the Great Plains warriors. So we got lancers stuck in over here, where I think we can do quite a bit of damage. Our lancers winning slightly, so we probably could be doing better over there. So I'm gonna pull the lancers away from that fight and have the archers, my plains archers, move into positions to fight them. Might try to get rid of the cannons over there, or shoot up the back of the local militia. At the same time, I'm sure I forgot about the pikemen over here. To the point where my plain scout are almost routing. My lancers were done there. How about provincial regiment? Oh, the archers continued to follow the lancers. How about having the lancers go all the way around? And then you will come into the range of the archers. It looked like the pikemen might be routing soon. At the same time, we routed the enemy over here. Jump in over, get the cannons. There's some few of these can still fire. You cannot. Just in time for the lancers to come back in. And we'll make sure that they don't fire anymore, and yes, we destroyed their enemy force. And I didn't even need to push in most of my infantry. We just pushed in a few of the native allies. This battle was completely conducted by the natives, and here we actually performed well. We weren't outnumbered though. We were outnumbering the enemy by 2,000 men. But then again, I didn't even need to use all of them. So I think that's... I think we kind of found a way in which to fight these troops. And could be... Oh, great. Didn't need to shoot at these. We just lost a few extra of our own men. Great battle though. Great battle. And here we have the result of the battle. We destroyed their force of 2,600 men and only lost 800. The interesting thing, even though I'm really stoked that we lost as few as 800 men, still about 400 of that, and about half, was still friendly fire. But the thing is, what I've noticed is, when I've zoomed in, the horse archers, if they're standing right next to each other, like if you order two troops together like that, they'll still sort of overlap and shoot into each other's flanks. So the area where they're actually touching it, the formations are touching, they will shoot each other. So if you place two horse archer units next to each other, they'll always end up shooting some of their own, and I think that might go for all archer units. But definitely doesn't account for 800 men or 400 men. Not entirely sure how we managed to lose that many. But I guess we shot into fighting, but I'm more stoked that we only lost 800 men and we killed 2,600. Wonderful. And with that, Acadia falls. And we will chase these troops into extinction. However, looking at the time here, we have conducted quite a few battles in this episode. Well, two, a naval battle and this battle. So we'll see exactly what we do with all of this. But I think it's high time then to go ahead and say bye-bye. What I'll do before the next one is I'll try to recoup the little loss I took here before chasing these down before they're picked up by a British fleet. And then we're gonna have to go down here again and try and strengthen this bit. Because we're definitely gonna go after Williamsburg and Charleston as we continue down. And then in extension, we're gonna start some island hopping, where we go off to Bahamas, Jamaica, and then in extension, I think we'll try and get rid of the pirates. Rather than go after the fleets, I think it's gonna be more go after their islands, and once we get rid of them, we can start getting rid of their bloody, huge, nasty fleets. But with that said, I'll say as I always say, hopefully you guys enjoy this, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye!